And then Jester's still dodging questions about his vaccination. President Duterte wants China to take back some 1,000 Sinopharm vaccines that were donated to the Philippines. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevarra is asking the public to just wear face masks in public after Duterte's order to arrest violators sowed confusion. The Agriculture Department is hoping that the win-win amendments to Executive Order 128 will be approved next week. PLDT Chairman Manny V. Pangilinan is set to retire as President and CEO of the telecommunications company. And one town in Japan is in hot water after spending its COVID-19 relief fund on a giant squid statue. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Just one dose of the yet unapproved Sinopharm vaccine will remain in the country to complete the president's inoculation despite foreign experts' continued doubt on the efficacy of the Chinese jab on the elderly. Maricel Halili with the report.
Resign or assert his position. This was the call of former Health Secretary Dr. Esperanza Cabral to Food and Drug Administration Chief Eric Domingo.
The actions of the Director General themselves talagang nagwi-weaken sa position ng Food and Drug Administration. Pero ano ba yung alternative niya? There may come a time when he will have to cross that line.
In an interview with the chiefs, Cabral hit Domingo for his, quote, very weak position in regulating the use of COVID-19 vaccines in the country. This came after no less than President Duterte received Sinopharm jab, the same vaccine used among his security detail, months before they were granted a compassionate special permit by the FDA. The China-made shot has no emergency use authority either.
Hindi talaga pwede to keep going like this, na binabastos yung ahensya mo at ikaw ay walang magawa tungkol doon.
Domingo said he was not informed about Duterte's use of Sinopharm vaccine, which was administered by Health Chief Francisco Duque.
Hindi naman po pinapaalam sa akin ng Pangulo kung ano ang kanyang ginagawa. At kasabay niyo rin po nung nalaman ko na-inject siya. And nakakatuwa naman po, the day after we were called to the meeting and we explained to him kung ano po yung CSP at kung ano po yung EUA. At sa kanya naman po sariling kusa ay nakapag-desisyon siya.
The FDA chief added that they have yet to receive information from the PSG on their supposed illegal vaccination.
And kami naman po talagang continuously asking for information about it. Pero as of now, wala pa po talaga kaming natatanggap na kasagutan.
Following criticisms, President Duterte decided to return the jabs donated by Sinopharm, leaving one for his second dose.
Siyempre po, hindi ibabalik yung pang second dose ni Presidente para matapos niya ang second dose niya.
In the meantime, Malacanang passed a poll to the FDA to evaluate Sinopharm's vaccine, but the state-owned pharmaceutical company has yet to submit the required documents.
So kaya po nahihirapan o natatagalan yung proseso kasi kinakailangan magtalaga ng representante ang Sinopharm kung sino talaga ang maghahain ng mga papeles dito sa Pilipinas.
The World Health Organization has expressed very low confidence in the data provided by the Chinese vaccine maker, especially on the ability of its jab to prevent the virus among adults aged 60 and above, such as President Duterte. For News 5, Maricel Halili, we are One News.
On to vaccine matters. The Philippines has so far received 4 million doses of COVID vaccines from various foreign manufacturers. Around 98% have already been distributed to more than 3,500 vaccination sites across the country. Over 2 million doses have been administered, with some 320 individuals already receiving their second doses. One senator close to the president said that 1.5 million additional Sinovac shots will be arriving on Friday. The COVAX facility, meanwhile, is expected to deliver 2 million more AstraZeneca doses on Saturday. And the Philippines has expanded its travel ban to 4 more countries amid the threat of more infectious COVID-19 variants. Greg Gregorio with the full story.
The Philippines has expanded a travel ban to more countries amid the threat of the SARS-CoV-2 variant first detected in India. Starting May 7, inbound passengers from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka will be barred from entering the country. The Foreign Affairs Department reports that as of May 4, 73 Filipinos in India have tested positive for COVID-19. The Health Department, meanwhile, is monitoring 5 COVID-positive people with travel history to India. The Philippine Genome Center has yet to determine whether these travelers who arrived between April 1 to 30 were also infected with the Indian variant. Local health experts admit that details on the said variant are still scarce because it is still being studied at the moment. The only variants of concern which have been detected in the Philippines are those first found in South Africa, the United Kingdom, and Brazil. The South African variant is the most common here as it had been detected in almost 1,100 samples out of 7,000 that were sequenced by the PGC.
Siguro ito na yung idea natin, no, na we have a very small data but a possible indication that this variance is really the one driving the transmission here in Metro Manila.
Citing studies abroad, Solante noted that these variants may affect the efficacy of COVID-19 vaccines. The DOH maintains it's still best to push through with a vaccine drive.
Wala pang mga full evidence na masasabing talagang hindi siya epektibo. So therefore, WHO and even the experts have recommended, not just local experts but international experts also, that because the benefit will still outweigh the risk, we continue on vaccinating our citizens here in the Philippines.
For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
We're pausing for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. We are still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Importers are warning of possible increase in the prices of pork from overseas as a compromise was reached between senators and Duterte's economic team. For their part, local producers are proposing either a price cap or a lower SRP or suggested retail price for imported meat. Shaila Francisco with that story.
The Agriculture Department is hoping that the amended Executive Order 128 will be out by next week. That's after the Senate and President Duterte's economic managers have finally met halfway on the EO, which reduces tariffs on imported pork. As agreed upon, the tariff rates will be increased to 10% from the original 5%. The rates will escalate by another 5% after 3 months. The minimum access volume will be cut to 254,000 metric tons from the original 400,000 metric tons.
It was a win-win arrangement for everyone. Of course, yung gusto natin na pababayin yung presyo ng almost what is possible doon sa lower tariff ay yung minimum level ay nandoon.
The National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, will be sending the final recommendation to President Duterte. On the other hand, the Samahang Industriya and Agrikultura wants a much higher tariff rate at a lower volume. Even though they find the deal acceptable, the group is urging the DA to lower the suggested retail price on imported pork or implement a price cap instead.
Para hindi sayang yung nawala na taripa na nakokolekta ng government, mapupunta lang sa bulsa ng importer. Pumunta sana sa consumer yung subsidized na presyo. Para yung doubt na tongpats wala talaga, dapat yun ang i-cap nila.
But pork importers warn prices may go up by 5 to 10%.
Yun iba, gusto nilang ibenta. Total, kung napasok niya sa mababang taripa, pwede pa niya ibenta ng 300. Pwede pa rin siya kumita. Yun iba naman, baka gustong kung gusto niyang i-hold, tinatarget po sana namin at 300. Ngayon, pagtaas uli ng 5%, baka mga 315, 320, baka dyan po babaksak ang bagong SRP.
The DA said they will implement a new SRP based on the amended EO. Pork importers may still enjoy the 5% tariff, while the president has yet to approve the amendments. Shaila Francisco, WR1 News.
And here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevarra advises the public to just wear their face masks properly. This is in response to the president's newest order to detain those who are improperly wearing their face masks. Guevarra said guidelines on the matter are being crafted at the moment with the help of the Interior Department. Al Panlilio will be replacing Manny V. Pangilinan as the president and CEO of PLDT after the businessman's retirement, though Pangilinan will remain as chairman of the telco. Panlilio is the current CEO of Smart Communications. And in Japan, a coastal town drew ire on social media for using part of its COVID-19 relief funds to build a statue of a giant squid. Noto Town in Ishikawa Prefecture used some 30 million yen or over 13 million pesos out of its 800 million yen pandemic grant for the statue. In its defense, the town argued that the 4-meter high and 9-meter long statue was built to boost tourism. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.